Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here at $2.14. It was a green day for XRP, but it was also an up and down day for XRP as well. And right now, I want to know if we are going to stay in the green going forward. Because of this right here. This is wild. If someone would have told me that during a week when the S&P and NASDAQ had crashed by almost 10%, Bitcoin would be up, would you have believed them? It's still early days, but if this performance continues, decoupling could be coming. Everybody's wondering if Bitcoin decoupled from the stock market. And that's important for XRP holders because we're still following Bitcoin. So is it a delayed crash? In other words, is the crash going to happen later? Or is Bitcoin gonna decouple? And all eyes are on Monday. Big Monday crash similar to 1987. 50% now calls for quick bounce and golden bull run. 50% now calls for a Black Swan Monday, aka Black Monday. The Black Monday happened in 1987. S&P index lost 30% in a day. As usual, nobody knows anything. Either way, Monday is going to be interesting. And I was going to say the same thing. Nobody knows if this is going to play out or not. I just want to make sure you understand that this can happen. Prepare for this to happen, but expect it to not happen. Jim Cramer warns of a possible Black Monday level 1987 stock market crash. So now that Jim Cramer is predicting this crash as well, maybe it won't happen. Because usually you could expect anything that Jim Cramer says, the opposite is gonna happen. We've seen it multiple times with crypto and other stocks as well. XRP at a major crossroads. Will it explode to 65 cents or crash to 17 cents? So either way, that's a crash. And this is coming from E-Grade Crypto. He's saying that there's a possibility that we break down to 65 cents or even lower, 17 cents. However, if we go in the other direction, we could hit a double-digit XRP within the next 2 to 3 weeks. I'm hoping we go in the other direction. However, I'm sure a lot of people would love to see a 17-cent XRP again because everybody, and I mean everybody, would be backing up the truck. I'll be laughing at everyone who said XRP can hit $10 to $20, says Korean certified Elliott Wave analyst. I've never even heard of one of these people, and for the first time, we now have an Elliott Wave analyst from Korea. And he's saying that it's very possible for XRP to hit between $10 and $20 in the near future. I could see that coming already. I'm still thinking we go between $20 and $30 conservatively. Expecting even higher price points though. And if the ETFs were to go live, I think that's going to be a major catalyst. We're also still waiting on the SEC as well to make an official announcement. But you know, Korea, they absolutely love XRP. Price rises 4%. Ripple outpaces Bitcoin and ETH in South Korea. We've watched this happen all through this cycle so far, and I'm expecting this to continue to happen. But I think XRP is outpacing Bitcoin and ETH everywhere right now. ETH seems like it can't get going, and the narratives around Bitcoin are falling apart one after another. And people are shifting their money. But most of it is retail money right now. We're still waiting for that institutional money to show up. And that's going to all be determined by the SEC, because we're waiting on Judge Torres, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, giving us a verdict on the injunction. We're also waiting for Paul Atkins to take his seat at the SEC, hopefully coming out and saying that the Ripple vs. SEC case is now completely done and over with. But so far, it's like we're sitting here in a pause, just waiting for something big to happen. Forbes predicts XRP could trade between $200 and $400 within the next 4 weeks. First, we had Binance calling for a $600 XRP in this run. Now we have Forbes predicting a massive run for XRP as well. Is everybody looking at a 3-digit XRP now? And if we were to hit 3 digits, that means XRP takes the #1 spot away from Bitcoin. That's going to be a massive game changer. You're going to see all the smart money shift instantly if that happens. The FOMO is going to be absolutely incredible. And if we hit 3 digits, there is a good chance we go to $200 or $400, maybe even $600, like Binance says. Because think about it, if XRP even broke above, say, $60, $70 in this cycle, the money would come pouring in like a massive wave, and it would just absolutely continue to push the price higher and higher, because everybody would want in. They would think it's the flip of the switch moment if that happened, and nobody wants to miss out on that. XRP has peaked retail interest, mirroring speculative appetite in the crypto market. So is the interest from retail dying out? I think a lot of people are frustrated. I think a lot of people bought higher than the price point we're at right now. And they're just waiting for XRP to recover back above $3 again. And because it's kind of going sideways, which XRP tends to do for long periods of time, I think a lot of people are frustrated now. I think everybody thought that it was going to be up only, and it ended up stalling out along the way. But we are absolutely going to see XRP explode in price. You don't want to get discouraged now. That's what everybody's expecting you to do. Get discouraged and sell your XRP. That's why you gotta continue holding, because the second you sell could be the second that this market turns around. I mean, Bitcoin right now, everybody was expecting a major crash on Bitcoin. We don't know if that crash is going to come now. It could be a delayed crash, and if Bitcoin crashes, it's taking XRP with it. It's taking this entire space with it. That's why it's so important that eventually we see XRP decouple from Bitcoin. And I think that's going to happen during alt season. But is it going to be a permanent decoupling? That depends on utility and institutional adoption, because institutional adoption, that would change everything for XRP going forward. It would change everything for these utility-driven cryptocurrencies. Breaking: 267,857,140 XRP worth around $572 million was moved between undisclosed wallets. Everybody was talking about this. So 4 major transactions occurred, suggesting potential institutional interest. SEC's decision may accelerate Ripple's liquidity strategies. XRP price has shown signs of recovery following these transfers. But is that institutional money? A lot of people are speculating that that is what it is. But we are still waiting on Judge Torres. XRP lawsuit. Judge Torres ruling to stand, says ex-SEC lawyer. Ex-SEC lawyer Mark Fogel dismisses the possibilities of Judge Annalisa Torres revoking her decision in the XRP lawsuit. So he said that this ruling might stand, and that's going to be a problem for Ripple going forward, selling to institutions. Other people are saying that it's going to get overturned and Ripple's going to get the green light to sell to institutions. Right now, we are just waiting on this judge. And it's like everything with the Ripple versus SEC case up to this point. Every time you think things look great, like this is that moment we've been waiting for, another delay happens. It's like they're purposely delaying XRP for some reason. Like the world isn't ready for this cryptocurrency quite yet. But eventually all of this is going to come to an end. I stress that. Everybody acts like this is going to go on for another 5 years. This is not going to make it out of 2025. We are going to get a ruling either way. Same thing with the XRP ETFs. They're going to go live at some point. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter if you're still going to be here when that happens. Because the wave that comes in from that, the liquidity wave from institutions, it's going to be one of the biggest waves we have ever seen. Everybody was bragging about the Bitcoin ETFs last year. The XRP ETFs are going to put those Bitcoin ETFs to shame, in my opinion, because there is such a demand for XRP. A lot of people don't realize that. Everybody knows what it's built to do, and everybody wants a piece of the pie. But like I said at the beginning of this video, right now we're still in the green. XRP is still sitting at $2.14. We're waiting to see what happens with Bitcoin. And tomorrow, hopefully, we pump up. Today, I hope we pump up, actually. And this way, if we get a decent rise on XRP and Bitcoin was to start crashing out, maybe we continue to hold above $2. I know a lot of people are expecting a major crash down. They're still expecting the head and shoulders to play out, where we come all the way down under $1. I don't know. I'm at that point where it's like, I know nobody could call this market 100%. I'm always optimistic and positive. I always think XRP is going to shock everyone. And when everybody's expecting a crash, you could expect the opposite to happen. We've seen that multiple times in the past. I just want us to break back above $3. I want us to go to a new all-time high and then into price discovery. That's when I'm really going to start to get excited for XRP. But it's not boring holding this cryptocurrency while it's still sitting above $2, because we were through this right here, and this was frustrating. Anybody who made it through that, I mean, this went on all the way throughout 2022 and 2023. It seemed like we were never going to break above $1 again. Then all of a sudden, the election happened. XRP broke out as soon as Donald Trump became president. And so far, we're holding up very well. All the naysayers that said XRP could never hit $1, where are those people now? Now they're saying XRP will never achieve a new all-time high. Once that happens, those people will disappear. Anybody laughing and saying XRP can never hit double digits, they'll soon be gone as well. Because this cryptocurrency always seems to do the opposite of what everyone expects. All you got to do is stay patient, stay positive, and we will get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.